Breaking update. In an absolutely shocking twist of events, Los Angeles has become the epicenter of one of the most intense immigration clashes in U.S. history. President Donald Trump has officially ordered the deployment of 700 U.S. Marines and 4,000 National Guard troops onto the streets of La, following a wave of protests and violent uprisings triggered by aggressive ICE raids on undocumented immigrants. This must-watch moment is unfolding fast, and we're bringing you every detail right now. On the morning of June 10, 2025, residents of Los Angeles woke up to the sound of helicopters and the sight of armored vehicles rolling into neighborhoods as part of a federal initiative led by ICE targeting suspected undocumented individuals. What began as silent resistance quickly escalated into full-blown chaos, with citizens pouring into the streets chanting slogans, waving banners, and blocking intersections across the city. The LAPD struggled to maintain control as tensions soared and confrontations with protesters turned violent. Eyewitnesses reported scenes resembling a Warzone. Tear gas filled the air, riot police in full gear clashed with furious demonstrators, and buildings were set ablaze. The president, addressing the nation from the White House, declared that order must be restored by any means necessary, justifying his decision to send in military forces. Governor Gavin Newsom fired back, calling the move unconstitutional and authoritarian, while Mayor Karen Bass stood alongside him, filing a federal lawsuit to halt the troop deployment. Despite their legal pushback, convoys of military trucks continued to flood the downtown area, and dozens of city blocks were shut down by armed forces. Meanwhile, the protesters adapted fast. Some were seen with makeshift shields, masks, and communication gear, operating with surprising coordination. Social media exploded with footage of officers dragging civilians, drones circling protest zones, and even reports of undercover agents infiltrating activist groups. A particular suspect, identified as Elpidio Reyna, is now on the FBI's radar for allegedly supplying protesters with bionic shields, custom-built protective gear, believed to be used in violent clashes. The unrest has spread beyond downtown La, reaching neighborhoods like Boyle Heights, South Central, and even parts of Santa Monica. Despite calls for peace, the standoff shows no signs of easing. Local hospitals are overwhelmed with injuries, city schools are shut down, and public transport is paralyzed. This situation is being closely watched by the entire country. Political commentators are divided, with conservative voices praising Trump for restoring law and order, while progressives warn of a slide into military authoritarianism. In Congress, debates have ignited over the limits of federal power and whether the president is bypassing constitutional checks. As court hearings begin on the emergency lawsuit filed by California officials, legal experts say the outcome could set a historic precedent. Through it all, the people of Los Angeles remain in the middle of the storm, some fighting for justice, others fearing for safety. This shocking twist in the political and social landscape of the U.S. may shape the 2026 elections, public trust in government, and how the nation handles immigration moving forward. Will the legal challenge stop the military presence, or are we witnessing the dawn of a new federal crackdown policy? Stay tuned. If you're following this closely, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for real-time updates on the crisis in Los Angeles and more exclusive coverage. With the city under a tense lockdown and civil rights organizations demanding federal accountability, the world watches with bated breath. This is no longer just a local issue. It's become a national test of democracy, freedom, and human rights. From downtown La to the White House, the pressure is on. Trump's response is drawing both fierce support and intense criticism, with some branding it necessary intervention and others calling it a political show of force. In a city known for its diversity, culture, and progressive politics, the arrival of troops has struck a deep nerve. Protesters are now organizing across California, with Oakland, San Diego, and even Sacramento preparing for solidarity marches. As the weekend approaches, authorities warn of more potential clashes, and contingency plans are in motion to declare a regional state of emergency if the violence continues. Civil liberties groups, meanwhile, are documenting potential human rights violations and preparing international appeals. Don't miss any part of this historic story. Subscribe now to Touchdown Talk 360 for comprehensive updates, expert insights, and more must-watch moments. This breaking story out of Los Angeles is far from over. The legal battle, the street protests, and the political ramifications are all rapidly evolving. We'll be here to guide you through every twist and turn of this developing crisis.